Okay, we have a double switch here. And outlet we're going to take out, put a nice new one in. So you can see how sloppy this connection is here. I'll bring the camera down and show you up close. And you can see the insulation caught under the screw on the red wire there, same with the black, and the wires aren't around the screw properly. And you can see how sloppy that is. The insulation's caught under the screw head. Okay, so take all this apart here. And the screw wasn't even very tight.
Okay, so the outlet covers I have are white. They're not almond. So if you want it to be the right color, you're gonna just want to grab one of those. You don't need one for the single one. I know where the washer goes. The ones I have are just they're not the right color. No, they say they're almond, but when you put them on, they look like they're white. Yeah, it's just just a normal one. They're like, just the little plastic, piece that go over there's how they get, I usually don't have white, so they say they're almond, they just look like they don't look like they're the same color. Okay. Yeah, I have them. They say they're almond, but they're just way lighter than the ones that you have, the colors we have. So they're okay. No, I just figured you wanted to be the same color. It's just a little different. I figured that if you grab the darker almond one, it'll probably match better. Yep.
And the ground wire is not connected up there. insulation even at the bottom here. But all went crooked, so I go back to ground zero and I just start over again. You don't get all frustrated. It's not gonna help. Okay, so we'll put them so they're even here. We'll put our wire nut back on here. Is he coming on his way back now?
Yeah, he was just grabbing one more thing, and he would be back in just a couple of minutes.
All right. There's our white wires ready to go here. So we'll push this back into our box. So this one is our black one that's from the power to go to the outlet, and this is the red and the black that'll go on our switches. But our ground wire is cut off, so we're going to have to cut off another longer piece out of here. So we'll get this up into here. I'm not going to twist that because that thinner ground wire might just break off. So I'm just going to line them up even like that. Stick my wire nut in here. Well, it doesn't feel like it's grabbing, and it pushed it all the way back, so you don't get upset, you don't frustrate, you don't carry on, it's not going to help you, no, it isn't. Worst comes to worst, I'd rather have just a twisted ground if I can't get the wire nut in there, and then have no ground at all. But I want to put the wire nut on to meet code, but if you can't, you can't. And you don't get upset, you don't get frustrated. Because it is not going to help you. It's not going to help. But fortunately, I'm going to be able to get the wire nut on there. I'm not going to go too crazy twisting it because I'm afraid it will break. Okay, so this is the... okay, this is the black one that's going to go to our outlet here. So we'll close the screws we're not going to be using. So we're going to come in on one black, and we're going to go out for our switches. So this is the one that's going to go off to our switches here. So this will be the one that will go to our double switches. Put it around the screw the direction the screw turns. Close our loop. Hopefully the Phillips screwdriver works on this screw, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. We're not going to get upset.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's nice and tight, and that's what we want. That's what we want right there. Ground wire around our green screw here. Make sure it's nice and tight like that. And we'll get our other wires here for our switch. And this is our black wire that's feeding the outlet. Yeah, I gotta close that loop a little better here. Well, if you can't do it that way, just do it that way. It's too short, it's too short. There it is. Okay, our copper's under the screw head all the way around. I'll tighten up the flathead because I can get it better. There we go. Now we'll put our outlet back into our box here. Open it back. Okay. So we'll screw our outlet into the box here.
Oh, I found the furnace stuff, I think. It's good. I don't look for the other stuff.
Here we'll get our ground wire down out of the way, and this is our power to come to the switches. So we'll stick this back into our box. So you got the double switch. Oh, that is the same one. Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's you don't even. You're not even gonna need it.
So you think these are white?
I put them on and it looks like completely different, but let's see.
Yeah, they are two different
So this
colors.
is our new switch. They do make the same older style. I don't think they made them that way anymore. And it has the pressure plate connection, so we don't have to strip the wires longer. Okay.
Cool. You want the lights then? Oh, you
No,
got
no,
the
I
lights
got
off. Okay.
That's why.
That's why he brought his own
That's the
light.
one, yes.
Okay, you're all set there.
He brought his own light.
Yes, this is a battery light. Okay, so this is going to be our common. See the link here? So our power is going to come to this, go through our link and power both switches. So we'll strip the small amount off of this here that we need.
Oh yeah, much better. Much better.
Okay.
Is the microwave working?
It does work, the light
The
doesn't.
handle broke or something.
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so we'll put our,
That's the issue with it.
we'll
It's-
close the one screw.
You know, I
in.
never tried to just use some Gorilla Glue, which would probably work if you could take the tape off of it, but.
But it does work.
And you're
Yeah,
allowed
no,
to
it's
put
the
two wires
the
under
light
each
just doesn't-
terminal because it
doesn't
has a
work.
pressure
This-
plate and it's notched. See the little
Yeah, no,
notches?
other
It's
one's
notched for
great.
two wires. So we've got a
Silver tray.
wire coming up to the end of our pressure plate
My
here.
guess is people either bring in their own or whatever. Tom said yesterday he's getting a new refrigerator.
Okay, make sure it's nice and tight, and that's what we want.
What he has.
And close the one we're not using.
Right?
Now we'll come over here and we'll get
10
our
years old, so I don't know. if he
ground
needs it.
wire onto
He's
our
going all around.
green screw here.
Nope, that's the truth. You need-
Yeah, nothing.
I gotta go show you up right now, and Darrow in a little bit. Sure. I'm gonna just be out of here.
This is going on.
There's
So
our
I just
ground.
stuck one of the.
Now we're gonna have to keep this ground wire away from our terminals here, so we're gonna
I'm
put
gonna take it off. You want it?
red into this
We don't have
pressure
any
plate
windows
here.
here anymore.
Okay.
I mean, this is one that goes over the whole thing, so.
Okay, these wires are gonna be too short, so I'm gonna extend these a little bit here.
Well, we don't have any that stay in the windows and oh, you know, they come out of the windows and run in the walls, so it's, you know, I mean, that's.
Yeah, but if you look, you don't leave it in the window in the winter.
No, anyway, there's one in there now, but it's, yeah, take this out. Yeah, no, it's 2 minutes, you know, nighttime, a little bit more.
Okay, so we'll strip our wires and
So, this is for the
pigtail.
girls' apartment?
This is, yeah.
These two to make them longer to go up here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get our insulation even at the bottom here. We'll twist them so they're even here. Okay, I'll cut it so it's even with the other one here. And we'll put our wire nut on. Okay, so we'll get this one back into our box here. And we'll tail our red wire to go to our other switch. Get the insulation even at the bottom.
You have to have somebody else serve it, and it has to be notarized by somebody else. It has to
Okay,
be
so our
shipped
insulation's
different,
even and our copper is even here.
with a different tax code, so she was all pissed, and then she found the cop showed me about telling her, you know, asking her to, ask her, you know, when she would be out. And so, oh, yeah, she said she'd be out, she wasn't, that's why I started.
Make sure it's nice and snug. We'll get it back into our box. So now we can hook our wires up to our switch. So we'll just cut off our bent part here. And I'll strip a short amount to get under our pressure plates.
No, and then, you know, so I had a guy serve her, and she smoked a cigarette in the house, and she answers the door, and I'm like, no, it's, you know, but anyway, it is.
Okay, so we're just going to make sure our strips are long enough, and that's good right there. So we'll get it under our
He's already got it.
pressure plate here. Make sure our insulation doesn't get caught under there.
Yeah, and it's gotta go show it apartment.
Make sure it's nice and tight, and I see the copper and our insulation's not pinched, and we'll get our other one under here. Make sure it's a good length there. Make sure it's nice and tight. And now when we push this in, I want to make sure our ground wire stays away from this here. Okay, so now I'll push this back into our box, and I'll keep our ground wire away from our terminals here. Okay, and our wires all look good there. Alrighty, so that is how to replace a double switch with an outlet in a double gang box. So you can use a double outlet cover for both the switches and the outlets.